Hello everyone, this is Brittany with Redeemable Junk and I'm here today to show you guys how to make this adorable glassine bag junk journal. It's so super cute. So let me take this off. I just clipped this on the front for looks, but I was gonna glue it on, but I wanted to show the integrity of the lace. It's all antique, it's super pretty. So I'll go ahead and clip that back on real quick and show you guys the journal, and then we'll get to making it. So you have a pocket on both sides, on the inside, and you have a pocket over here as well. And then I put another glassine bag here just for extra storage, and then inside is just a naked journal with a bunch of pages. No reason to go through it all, but as you see, I just put a couple charms on it, and it's super cute. So let's get started. So what you're gonna need to make this are 2 glassine bags, and these, oh no, I forgot the measurements. These are 7 3/4 by 5 1/2, okay? So you're gonna wanna use a larger glassine bag, and then you're gonna wanna get a paper doily that measures about the size of your glassine bag. It can be a little bit smaller, and it can be a little bit larger. The last one I used was a little bit larger, and I just tore it off. So what we're gonna do, and you're gonna want to make sure, and I'm glad I checked, your glassine bags are facing, let me make sure I do this right, yes, up, okay? So I'll show you guys in just a minute. What we're gonna do is get our doily, and we're gonna put some glue, maybe, let me see. I had my glue stopper in it. I don't know why it still clogs with my glue stopper in it. It's super aggravating. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. And these are kind of hard to glue because of the hose in them. So I just go around the outside and I try to get on the big pieces. And then what I did was I went over it with my glue stick. You just want it to attach the best that you can. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. And some of mine actually ripped on my last one. That's all right. Okay, guys, I promise that the outcome is going to be the same, okay? That's the good thing about junk journaling, is we can go with the flow and everything does not need to be perfect. I don't think I'm going to go over those pieces. I did on my last one, but I don't think I'm going to on this one. So now what we're going to do, ooh, sorry, I was standing up and I almost fell, is we're going to take our glassine bag, and I think this doily is a little bit larger than my glassine bags, and it is. And we're going to gently lay it down. And then we're going to take our other glassine bag and do the same. And you're going to want to leave a little bit of space in the middle. If you can see that, let me see. Yes, you can see. For it to fold, okay? Now, I want you guys to also see it's completely lined up down here, but one part is a little bit higher than the other part. That's because glassine bags aren't made exactly the same, okay? So that's normal. Don't freak out, okay? And then we're just going to push it down really well. Okay. And now I have a little bit hanging off there and there, and I'm just going to go ahead and snip that off. And my last one, I was able just to tear it off because it was so wet. So, however you want to do it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take some washi tape. Make sure I'm still in frame. I am. Because I'm standing up so I can't see. And we're going to run it down the middle. And you're really not going to see the tape. So, in all honesty, it really doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm just trying to decide, even though I said it doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm a little weird like that, and I like my stuff to look good, even though you're not going to see it. So then we're just going to take a piece of washi tape. And we're going to run it down the middle. And this really stinks because I'm unable to pause this video, which I hate with this phone. But what you're going to want to do next, and I'm not going to do it on this one. Well, I might have to. So you guys might just have to wait for a minute. I'll do it whenever I put my, you'll see in a minute. But you're going to want to sew down here, okay? And what that does is that holds your tape on and it holds your doily on, okay? And I don't have a sewing machine right here. It's in the other room, so I can't really do that. So next what we're going to do is we're going to decide how we want to decorate it, okay? And I got some of this lovely fabric that I've had laying around forever, and I decided that I'm going to use it. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to lay it out like this. And I will sew it here in a minute, but instead of making you guys wait 2 separate times, which nobody likes to do, I'm going to do it all in one time, okay? And I'll show you in just a minute what I mean. And you can too if you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric. I should have already done this to save time on the video, but I didn't. Let me see. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? On my last one, let me turn my phone off. Okay. On my last one, I just had some of the fabric that I had that covered it hanging off. Now, I hate to do this to you guys. I really do, but I'm going to have to go and do it because it's part of it. But what you're going to do next is you're going to take this to your sewing machine. I cut a little bit too much off that bottom part. Oh, well. It's better to have more than less, guys. Is we're going to sew it down here and down here. And you can choose whether to go across the bottom or not. You don't have to, but you need to sew here and here, and this will hold this on. And while I'm at my sewing machine, I'm going to go ahead and sew down the middle as well, okay? Which would be right here along the washi tape. So I will hurry up and be right back. I'm so sorry that I can't pause the video. okay. I did not get that perfect by any means, guys. I hurried up and rushed, and I did not get it perfect. But that's okay. I'm going to show you guys that making a junk journal doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So I'm just going to cut my strings off I got on the inside. And strings that I got everywhere. Get them cut off. Unless you want to have strings hanging out everywhere, which you totally can if you like that look. And something else I should have done before I went over to the sewing machine and told you guys, but I didn't. I'm just going to glue mine on for the purpose of the video because I don't want you guys waiting. But as you can see, I messed up a little bit up there. Don't go all the way up, and that's okay. And I could clean this up a little bit, but I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. Okay. Is you can add some sari silk or chiffon or whatever it's called down the middle of your journal, down the spine if you want. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to glue mine on. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can totally glue all of this on. It just might get a little messy. But you can do that. But I would suggest trying to sew it on. And of course, don't rush like I did because now my fabric is pulling. But that's okay. Because I rushed and I didn't sew it straight. I'm going to stand up when I put this on. Okay. So the next step is to really decorate it. Let me see if I can get this folded properly. I'm having a little bit of issues with this one. And that's just because I'm rushing and I didn't do it perfectly because I was rushing. That's okay. Make sure that's my top. And it is. Okay. It's going to drive me crazy that it's pulling like that. Oh, well. So what I was thinking about doing was maybe doing something like that to this journal. And then I had thought that maybe putting a bow on it, which I don't even know if it's possible, with that right there would be cute. So we're going to try to do that. I'm just going to try to glue that on now and set that aside and let that dry. And I love this color of pink cheesecloth. So pretty. Lay it out. Where are we at with time? Oh, 14 minutes. That's why I really like to use my other camera for recording, my other phone for recording, but I'm going to have to be giving that to my husband soon. So I'm trying to get used to not using it and having it since I'm not going to have it soon because his phone has conked out. And I think I like the large amount of it hanging off everywhere. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And while that's wet, I got stuff stuck to my fingers everywhere. Go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to go over the edges a little bit on this. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and just get her glued down. Excuse me. I feel like I got something in my throat. And these are so cute, and I'm going to show you guys how quickly one can be made. That's another thing that's neat about these. Even though mine that I made last night took me a couple hours because I put a lot of time into it and thought. But you can totally make one of these very quickly. And I'm going to leave that aside to let that dry while we do the inside. So I'm going to get some of the stuff out of my way real quick, so I have some room, so I can show you guys. Okay, let me bring my papers in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to build our signature that's going to go on the inside, okay? So we can set our cover aside for a minute. And I love these Glassine bags. They can be purchased in my Etsy shop, or if you would like to purchase them directly through me, if you've already have an order placed, just contact me and let me know. But they are amazing to add in your signatures as another pocket. I just love using them. I love the color of them. They are amazing. I think I add one to every one of my journals. So this is going to be the cover of my journal. And then I have all different types of paper. So let's see. We can start with, maybe start with that. Let me add these in view so you guys can see. Maybe that'd be 3. And that needs cut down a little bit. I'm just going to do that by hand. See what that looks like. I think I might add it bigger, just copy dyed page. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's do 15. Okay. I have stuff being in everywhere. Okay, 15. So I have 15 pages in this one. I think that's a good amount. Let's get our journal. And then I need to side. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to sew it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on camera as well. It's very simple. We're just gonna use a pamphlet stitch, nothing fancy. Let me get my my clips. But I'll show you how I do this. Maybe. Oh, that's good enough. Okay. Move some of this out of the way. Get it open. First, I need to decide what seam color or what color seam binding I want to use. I'm afraid white is going to stand out too much, but it might be pretty. I'm going to use that color. That's my favorite color. Okay, so get done to get my needles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure our pages are how we want them and aligned and how we want them. And we're going to push down in the center. And we're going to, oops, I just ripped my front a little bit, I think. And we're just going to clip it. And we're going to do the same on the bottom. Okay. Now let me get my needle, make sure I'm in frame so you guys can see. Got my needle. My last one was a little bit hard to sew through because I used cloth washi tape, you know, the cloth tape. I would not recommend using that on any of your spines because it was hard to get through. I mean, I got it to work, but it was hard. So I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm not going to actually measure at all. I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm just going to poke a hole in the middle. I'm going to make sure it's coming out the middle. It is. I push it through. I'm going to do the same about an inch and a half down from the top. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom, about an inch and a half from the top. Okay. I got my needle thread. This is how I do it. I leave it on the spool. I know that some people like to measure. I don't. I just leave it on the spool. And now we're just going to go through the center. And then we're going to go through the top hole. We're going to go through the bottom hole. And then back through the middle hole. All done. I'm going to put my needle up and I'm going to show you guys what I do next. Okay, so what I do next is I take my thread, and you'll notice that sometimes when you do this, that you will actually sew through the other fabric, which I have done. So I'm going to pull that out real quick. I was afraid that was going to happen. It always does. You want one string on one side and one string on the other. And what we're going to do is I have too much string over here. So I'm just going to pull some out. I do need a little bit more than that in case I want some dangles. And then I'm going to cut it off now. Now I got 2 pieces of thread, and I'm going to take it and yank on them really good. You're going to plop it over. Hold on, let me show you. You're going to hold it really tight. Make sure it's tight. It is. And then here's my trick, okay? We're going to tie a normal string, or a normal knot. And you see the strings in your hands, okay? You're going to switch hands, okay? So I had this string in this hand and this string in my left hand. I'm going to take my left hand and take this string and this string and take this hand. And then we're going to tie a knot. And what that does is that makes a knot that will not come undone, okay? You want to make sure it's tight out here. It is. So now you can cut your string off. I'm going to leave them on in case I decide afterwards to put some charms, which I very might well do. And I made a little bit of a mistake. That's okay, though. As you can see, I didn't go down the center of my seam. I went off to the side, which kind of stinks a little bit. Because what that's going to do is it's going going to make my journal not lined up right. I wish I would have paid closer attention to that. Oh well, it's okay. It kind of covers it up anyways. I could actually glue that down and you won't even be able to tell. So we have it done and finished. I don't really think you can really tell anyways, to be honest with you. My pages are a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I did it really quick. So that's what you get for doing something quick. So I'm going to try to glue this on now and see how it works, just because I like how it looks. And I am going to glue my cheesecloth down over my seam binding, or my seam binding, over my, I can't even talk today. I'm going to glue my cheesecloth over where I came through for my, I can't even talk, where my thread came through. So I'm going to cover that up. Sorry, guys. I'm rushing to get this done for you guys because I know you guys don't like long videos. And my kids are about to come home from school. And I'm not able to think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there for a few. And it should glue. I just thought I would try something different. And I thought it was cute. I was going to just put a button there, but I decided not to. And what I'll probably do is add some charms to hang down below this. And it's finished. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sorry that I rushed through it. I'm actually going to look into getting another phone, one that is an Android, so I can pause it so the videos aren't so long and I can pause it in between doing stuff. But right now we just got to work with what we have. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment on the video and like the video. It extremely helps me out. Also check out the description below. I have some information there for you guys. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.